Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty. And before we get started on this, I just want to say some people will probably say, Shorty, you're 44 years old, mate. You probably shouldn't go to a thrash metal gig on a school night, and you certainly shouldn't spend most of that gig in the mosh pit doing circle pits and a wall of death. And to those people, I'd say, yeah, you know what? You probably got a point. I'll definitely bear that in mind next time. So this one might be a slightly more sedate and calm review. But we're going to do We Have Demons. Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder, or reverse that order if you want to. Now, you may have heard of these people. They wrote an issue, did an issue here and there of upcoming brand new superhero Batman. So you may have been aware of their work. And it's kind of nice to see them do something that's still kind of within that wheelhouse, but different enough. And it also makes it quite easy to review the artwork, because effectively what you're getting is Greg Capullo. If you've read their stuff or you've seen their stuff in any kind of comic book, you'll kind of know what you're getting. It is photorealistic adjacent, I'm going to say. It doesn't really fully commit to it, but the stylization is minimal. There's an awful lot of attention paid to detail to make it feel like a very real, very tangible world, which makes it all the more impressive when demons erupt from human beings, which is a literal thing that happens in this comic book. Because effectively, what we're dealing with is a world where there is a kind of angel-demon war going on. The good guys in this story are on the side of the angels, and the demons are there to take over humanity and pull them apart from the inside. There's quite a interestingly disgusting description at the beginning where Scott Snyder just gives like a bit of a content warning about what's going on. Most of his content warning, though, appears to be the fact that they're dealing with matters of faith as well as exceptionally over-the-top bloody violence. And the thing about this violence is, I reviewed Pentagram of Horror not too long ago, which was a far more stylistic-looking comic book, and when the violence happened in that one, it felt more elegant. There was not quite as much in terms of like fine detail, which meant everything that happened, you saw exactly what was going on. One of the things about Capullo's work is that kind of detail, and you see it quite nicely in this. One of my favorite bits is, so I'm trying to get so you don't get too much light on the page, you can see the strands of flesh over the demon head that's still hanging on to the bits of face that are still on there. Now, that is a nice little touch, but it also is kind of overbearing. And I don't know if this is a bad thing. I think if you're already a fan of Greg Capullo's work, you're going to get exactly what you expected with extra levels of gore and demons. But you're also going to get some kind of just okay page layout design. You get to introduced to a team of kind of angelic superheroes with a really boring costume design. And there's the chance to do, I don't know, a bit more on occasion, but also sometimes maybe doing a little bit too much. I don't know if the detail always matches what is going on the page, or it could be better, could be worse, kind of thing. The writing, though, is good, but there's a lot of it. Because there's an awful lot of setup in this one. We are dealing with an entire new religion stroke mythology, and it dates back literally millions of years. There's an awful lot of stuff going on with that, and you're seeing it from the point of view of a main character who's been introduced very late in their life as well. You effectively have them as your avatar in the comic book. As they discover stuff, so do you. And they're discovering an awful lot in a short period of time. And to do this, it becomes a little bit what I think of as kind of like Spawn page layouts, like that. Those panels running down the page, very, very cool, like the artwork, no problem there, but that's a lot of text. This happens quite often in the comic book. That's not just like an example of it, there's quite a few. Sorry, a bit sniffly. And sometimes when you don't even have that as a layout and design choice, the pages can still be very, very wordy. And sometimes I'll criticize that. Like most people who enjoy fiction, I prefer an idea of show, not tell. But there's so much information that there aren't really many other ways to do it other than info dumps. People like Hickman can do stuff a bit more interesting with like graphs and charts and layouts, and that's cool and all, but this is a narrative story we're telling, and it's kind of harder to do that in just, here is an infographic on planetary geology or something. You do need to be told an awful lot about it, so it's kind of forgivable. What makes it even more forgivable is Scott Snyder's a good writer. He uses that kind of layout to drop in and out of the paneling as well. So it isn't just bit of text and some artwork, bit of text and some artwork. There will be text that will lead you into the artwork and then back into the text. So your eye does move around the page in interesting ways. It's not an easy thing to do when you've got that kind of simple layout. And I do appreciate that as a craft. Unfortunately, because there's so much going on, no matter how good it is still kind of overbearing, like the artwork is at times. I like what they're doing, but maybe tone it down to like an 8, and I think you'd find it a lot easier for a lot more people to enjoy. That's it for me for this week, though. I'll be back next week. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.